I am here at Whipsnade's Tree Cathedral, which is an arboretum. It is a botanical garden devoted to different kinds of trees, and in this tree cathedral, in the arrangement of a cathedral, you'll find different kinds of trees to celebrate that. Earlier this year, I was at the National Memorial Arboretum. The National Memorial Arboretum is a war memorial for those who fought in the First and Second World War, and it's an incredible place to be. It is still, it is tranquil, and it is found in the centre of Staffordshire in a beautiful landscape. And as you look at the trees, the hundreds of trees that are there, you see little plaques which tell you the names of people, their regiments, the groups, the platoons that they're in. And you realise that these trees are planted in remembrance of those people or those groups. And as you see them, the row after row of trees, you begin to realise how many people, the size, the vastness of the giving of life was, that sacrifice, that people might remain free. And in the centre of the Arboretum there is a beautiful mound, and you go up the steps to it, and there's lined walls of names, name after name after name, more than you could count, list after list. And in the centre there is a beautiful spire. It's a time of remembrance, a place for stillness to contemplate these things. But that's not the only place where we can remember those that gave their lives. In every town across the nation you'll find things like this, a war memorial, maybe it's a spire, maybe it's a list of names, but it's a place where we can go and remember those that gave their lives, the many, many that gave their lives, so that their people might remain free. And it's good to do so, as this memorial says, lest we forget. And indeed, we should never forget those that gave their lives that we might be free. Many of us have had family that fought in those wars. But I want us to think about just for a moment that while there were many that gave their lives that many might be free, in church remember that there is one who gave his life that many may be free in a different way. In church we have another kind of remembrance, what we might call the Last Supper or Communion or Eucharist, where we take a small piece of bread and a little bit of wine or juice, and we have that to remember the body of Jesus that was broken and the blood that was poured out. And he tells us that this was done for a purpose, that his blood was poured out. Why? For the forgiveness of many. And we do this in an act of remembrance, lest we forget what Jesus had done for us. We remember what the soldiers did at the war memorial, don't we? Lest we forget the many who gave their lives that we might be free. But we should not forget what Jesus has done for us, the one life that was given, the life of the man who was fully God and fully man, the perfect Son, was given for us, that we might be saved from our sin, that we might be saved eternally with the goodness of God. My question to leave with you, to think about, to remember, is this: are you one of the many that Jesus has given his life and blood for? And you can be through faith in coming to him saying, yes, free me. And the Bible tells us that if you are set free, you are free indeed.